Hi there, Jeremy here from Homeflow, and today we're going to be chatting about where traffic comes from on estate agents' websites. I'm going to give you a picture of a typical good estate agency group, how they're balancing their traffic. In the next 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk a bit about benchmarking and how we can work out where your traffic is coming from as well. So, to kick off, these are 10 different estate agency groups in the UK that are all between 5 and 20 branches, and we picked them as agency groups that we know are quite good at their online marketing. They tend to have a digital marketing manager in the group, or at least a marketing manager in the group, and they have a different blend and a different mix of traffic from each other. However, what you tend to see is there are a few patterns. The first pattern is that their base traffic, their direct traffic here, that's the traffic that just types their URL in, knows their brand name, has seen their boards, maybe has come directly to them, is all around 20-25% of the traffic to those agency groups. The next set of traffics, which are sort of the orange and the yellow and the grey, it can be very varied. But that's basically a mixture of referred traffic, email traffic, and traffic from links from other websites. Depending on how you tag up your emails, what type of email systems you use, that might be 5-10% of traffic, and that's very variable. The next layer that you look at is social media here. Down here is social media, this blue stuff in the middle here. And what you tend to find is a really good, like agency L here on the end. That one is doing a lot of social media. They're doing an awful lot of posting organically. That's natural traffic, not paid for traffic on social media. But for an average agency group in the UK, it's hard to get yourself above 5 or 6% of your traffic coming out of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the different social channels. The next one to worry about is SEO, organic search. The green is still by a long way the biggest marketing challenge for any estate agent in the UK. Forget newspapers, forget the boards, which are very important boards, but in comparison, and forget your direct and your email, what have you, the one thing that you need to get right, as well as the sort of portal Rightmove and Super and on the market advertising, is this stuff. That is your SEO. If you are better at SEO through a better website, through better content, and through better linking and links building strategies, then you will outperform your peers and you will win market share. And this is a big topic that we help our customers with. We also help non-customers to understand it in a bid to build relationships. Anyone who's in our benchmarking program, we can chat to about that SEO traffic. And the final bit that I wanted to point out is this stuff across the top here, which is all this light blue. And that is paid traffic. And that is now a trend that certainly pre-pandemic, we have another video on what's happened to PPC during the pandemic era. But pre-pandemic, it was becoming commonplace. I mean, there's only one agency group here, this one up here, that hasn't done any PPC advertising at all yet, and even they are doing a tiny little trial. I know which agency that is, and we're hoping they're about to step it up. But what you see is the majority of savvy agency groups in the UK were playing at PPC until the pandemic came along. Now, a lot of them pulled their advertising, and a lot of them are moving back in at the moment. There's an opportunity to move in, and that's subject to a whole additional video. But then the final thing you notice is 3 of those agency groups there have an awful lot of PPC traffic, and that's something different. We'll talk about that in just a second. In fact, with this next chart, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of have a little look at all the traffic as if you're having the same amount of direct traffic coming into your website. Now, that, of course, is not true. You haven't all got the same amount of direct traffic coming to your website. That will depend on your brand name. But if you do that, what it lets you do is it lets you see the other stuff relative to your direct traffic. And you can see that these agency groups here are doing paid for property level advertising on Facebook, principally. It's really cheap to buy, and it comes in very high volumes. The trouble is the traffic doesn't have the same level of intent in it as the other type of PPC, this stuff here, which you can focus just at vendors. So that Google PPC, and you can target that. You can target Facebook at vendors too, but Google understands when you're about to buy. Facebook understands who you are. It understands you're a family with 3 kids, with a house, but it doesn't know when you're in the intent of moving. It might have some signals, whereas Google can tell you when you're looking for an estate agent in Swindon or in Bristol, etc. So that's that. Now, the main question for me, of course, is where are you sitting within the set of these charts? And the only way that we can answer that question is by getting you involved in our benchmarking program. So I'll just tell you about that for a couple of minutes. What benchmarking does for us is it lets us log in to your Google Analytics, and it lets us pull out your data. So we then play your data, the blue lines, back to you relative to the average in the market, the red lines, and the average for other agency groups of your size. Nobody can see your data and you can't see anybody else's data on its own, but you can see the data in aggregate. Now then, what we do to help you interpret that is we will then, once we've got you in benchmarking, we will then take you through each of the individual charts. It's about a half-hour phone call. We can explain to you what's happening with the speed of your website, what's happening with the bounce rate on your website, and what the implications are, what you might be able to fix on your existing website, where your digital marketing opportunities are, and we can just basically help out thinking about how you're sitting with traffic in the market. So just to round up, there are 3 things that we'd love you to do in conclusion to this video. The first is join benchmarking. There's 850 agents in there. It's free of charge. The cost is your attention. We want to speak to you about it. We hope that you'll want to work with us, but we have lots and lots of clients. About 400 of those in there are not Homeflow customers. They're just people who have a relationship with us. So we'd love you to join. That is my mobile phone number. Why not pick up your phone right this second and just text me and just write the word benchmarking, and I'll just get in touch and we'll get you involved. We might as well act on it and get you into the benchmarking program. The second thing, if you want to take it a bit further, is book a consulting session with us, and we'll go through that. Again, that's free of charge. The first session, when we go through this and explain what's happening with your traffic in some detail, like having your own digital marketer on staff, whether you're 1 branch or 100 branches, we're interested in chatting to you about what's happening with your traffic. And then if you're ready to move forward, the third thing to do is to think about PPC and to think about coming back into the market. So watch our related video. I'll link to it on the page down below, or give us a call and we can send it to you and we can chat to you about how we can help you get into PPC in the market. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.